MKLeo defeats Tweak to be your 2019 EVO champion. You can dread it, you can run from it, but in the end, MKLeo will arrive.
Yo, what's up guys, MKLeo here. The moment you've been waiting for. With the help of T1 and T1 Nation, I finally bring to you this thing that you've been waiting for more than 1 year. The Joker Guide. We're gonna be going through 7 different things. Arsene, neutral game, combos, edgeguarding, recovering, ledge trapping, and juggling. But before we get into it, if you guys like this piece, if you guys learned something new, please share it with your friends. I'm gonna be uploading guides like this on T1 Nation channel all year long, so please subscribe, hit the bell, and please let me know in the comments what character you would like me to study next and teach you. Let's get into it. Alright, the first thing we're gonna be talking about is Arsene, his main mechanic, of course. If you know this character, you might know that this is the main reason why this character is considered one of the 2 best characters in this game, and now I'm gonna be explaining to you everything I know about this character. Starting with how you get Arsene. If you live in a cave and you don't know how to play Smash, and if you wonder, oh Leo, how do I get Arsene? Well, there's the meter on Jokers that whenever you get around 60%, you will eventually get Arsene. Basically, all you need to do is lose, and then you will get Arsene automatically. You can also do it by like countering some moves, Rebel's Guard, down B, and that will also be really good. Counter, I mean, you already know how a counter works, and that's how you get Arsene. His main mechanic that makes you have a power increase by 300%. Every single thing that you get is gonna do 3 times the knockback and damage. It will also have more range, disjoints, and it will be really big. It's literally like a sword. It can become a disjoint, and there's no many moves that can like beat the character when he's Arsene. The first thing we're gonna be talking about is back air. Back air gets a power increase. It does 20 damage if you manage to get 2 hits, and of course his best move. Back air is like the move that you want to do every time you're edge guarding, every time you're like kind of like just camping someone out. If you feel comfortable using your projectiles. Fair, same thing. It gets disjointed, it does a lot of damage. Up air, it is really good for juggling people, and also has a final hit that makes, well, you getting more damage and getting more knockback. Then it's down air. Down air is an interesting one because it's a spike move. Instead of like just doing down air, instead you like forward, you will just get a spike. It's 2 hits move. If you get the first move, you will get spike. That's pretty simple. And then after that, you will basically confirm it into anything. Down air, into back air, fair, into up air, up smash, depending on the damage. That's pretty simple. Nair becomes his best move for his spacing. Nair is like really good, even when you don't have Arsene. But now with Arsene, it will become really big, significantly stronger, and it will also help you getting combos. Up tilt will have an electricity effect that will also make your opponent, instead of like getting more damage, will also get more hits done, and that will be good for combos. Down tilt becomes disjointed, very simple down tilt, clouds down tilt, whatever. Side B does 20%, being the best buff you can have as Arsene. Gun becomes just better than it already is. It starts shooting smash bullets. Counter, the best counter in the entire game. There's not recovery. You can't counter with Tetrakarn. An RB is probably the worst thing about having Arsene due to you getting 2 frame and stuff, but that's pretty simple. Just like you just need to recover, like, and I will be explaining to you how to recover in a minute. Basically, Arsene game plan is just such like the same as if you were playing base Joker, but it's also like you need to consider that you have power increase, range increase, and you have a meter, right? Since the new patch, Arsene turns faster. I'm not really sure about this one, but I think the multiplier for the damage you get is up by 0.5. So instead of getting 1.0, you get 1.5, and that makes Arsene run so faster. I would like to play really campy with Arsene. There's basically, if your opponent don't want to get hit by side B, don't want to get hit by gun,
Because remember, Sabi does 20%. They will need to approach. And Arsene is just like really good. Basically, your entire game plan becomes, I wouldn't say easier, but it becomes like more linear. You don't really have to go for studying combos. You don't really have to go for like amazing things. You can just like go really straight into your opponent, or like just get a grab and then like just confirm it into something. It will hit you so hard that like you can just get someone in the edge guard position. You can go off stage and kill them. Your grab combos are going to become better due to having more knockback, more range, and well, you'll be able to confirm it. But basically it's like pretty much the same. You need to camp and use your movement in case you want to be safe and you don't want to let your opponent touch you. But Arsene is just the thing that makes him broken. The thing that really is unique about this character. Even if it sounds simple, it is still something that like the character doesn't change like entirely, but it is still like really huge change because literally everything he does becomes better. So like, why not having the same game plan? You can just like be a little more aggressive, but the same things you were doing before are gonna work even better. Now we're gonna go into combos. Your main combo starter is Snare. As I already talked about, Snare is a 2-hit move that can help you set up every single situation with your grab. Really useful at low percentage, and it also can be useful at high percentage just to like set up a dash attack instead of a grab. You will always gain stage control from this, so you always want to be spacing with this move, and it's basically the move that you should be using the most because like that's how you get the most important thing, your grab. Now let's go into fair one. I'm pretty sure every single one of you in here know about the fair one into upper drag down, up smash, or down smash combo. That's probably the most important thing when you want to get stocks at really high percentage. It can also work at low percentage, but I will always go for grab. To be honest, I recommend doing that. If your opponent DIs in, it's pretty much a stock. But okay, staying with fair one. When you get to the point in the game where like you just kind of get anything because your opponent's already a high percent, it is like, well, why not whiff punishing someone with fair one and get a drag down combo into up smash, down smash? That's pretty good. It's pretty much the only combo that works at any percent. That's why I don't recommend using it at 0% because there's a lot of more things you can do, and it will do more damage. But okay, staying with fair one. The hard thing about this one is that you need to whiff punish it. Not many people will like spot dodge or will just like get hit like if it was fair, because this move kind of really be space. It has no lag when landing, but it's still a move that like you don't want to spam because it will become really predictable. This is definitely like the most important thing here because it will help you win so many games. You don't know how many games it had made me win. So going for the next one, Bear, pretty much same as Snare. You will like get the same thing. You will get the grab, is the move that you want to do to gain stage control. You might confirm it into a dash tag after that, and downer, that is basically Nair. Like I already said, if you have Nair, I don't know why you're using downer, but it could still be like work sometimes. And then going for grab. This is a really interesting one because there's something that I want to talk about. Many people have asked me why I don't pummel after grabbing someone. The thing is that Joker's throws are really fast and are pretty much unreactable to someone that is not really expecting it. And that's why when I grab someone, I don't really pummel because that makes the move not reactable for them. And that will help you a lot because the thing you want to do is getting your opponent to the in, right? That's how you can get a lot of stocks. You can get fair, you can get back here. It will be better with Arsene for sure. But you just need to keep that in mind. If you're gonna go for the confirm, then don't pummel. If you just wanna go for damage, like I don't know, do like a nair combo after that, do a fair combo into grab, or like if you just want to set up something with your grab that is not going to be a confirm, you pretty much go for the pummel just to get like 1 or 2% extra. But besides that, I mean, if you want to confirm it, then just don't pummel and then you'll be all set. So you know, this character is really special. This character has one of the best freestyle game plan that you can find in any character in any Smash game. You have this character in one way, but in reality, you can play this character any single way you want. And that's what makes him so special. There's a lot of situations in this game that a basic character will just like react to the same thing. But no, this character actually has plenty of options to go for a combo. It depends on like percent, it depends on weight, it depends on height, and depends on the character you're fighting against pretty much. And it also depends on the stage. So, knowing this, I will leave you with some combo showcase that I've been preparing for you with my best combos. And combos that I've been doing on training mode because I'm really bored. But hey, that's how I started practicing. So like, it might be good for later, right? And don't forget, you don't necessarily need to go for these combos. You can always do your own combos. Confirms are pretty much going to be the same, but combos, there's a lot of ways. You can set it up with down air, nair, fair 1, back air, fair 2, gone, side B. So feel free to practice. I don't know, get maybe ideas from this video, and then, of course, put it in practice, and that's how you will get better. Now we're gonna talk about neutral. Probably the most, the most important thing when you're playing a Smash, unless like you're playing min and you just have to do the same moves over and over. Joker's neutral is basically two things: spacing. Well, I'm sorry, three. Spacing, movement, and camping. Camping is definitely the most important thing. Movement, as you know, Joker is a really free character. He's one of those characters that can literally do what he wants. He can move around just the way he wants. That's why, like, if you're a player that has like knowledge with movement characters, I think you'll go really well with this character. His movement is literally what makes everything. You can dodge moves without dodging, yeah. You can also set up a lot of combos, and you can just like run away pretty much like the most out of any character. But combining this movement with what I just said, camping and spacing, will make the character even better. You can use your movement to set up some options, like, I don't know, forcing your opponent to shield with your projectiles. Then you approach little by little with your nair spacing and stuff. Eventually you will get it, you will get a grab, and that will pretty much what the character wants, right? Because in my opinion, this character really needs the grabs. If he just goes for like combos with no grabs, it will probably not work pretty well. Down tilt and up tilt are really good for that, but basically all you want to do and all your options to neutral are going to lead into the grab that's going to give you the most out of anything. You can use your movement, your double jump, your short hop, and your full hop. That will be really good when you want to space. Remember that Joker doesn't really have the same range as like any other sword character. For example, Lucina. That's why you always want to like be more careful. Your projectiles will be useful for that, but at the end of the day, you cannot really be fighting everyone with solo projectiles, right? So you gotta go in at some point, and that's where cross-ups are really good. Not many characters have really good averageal options behind them. That's why you really want to cross-up them. You can get a backer, you can get a nair, you can still get a grab. That's also pretty good. Spacing, well, I mean, pretty sure you know that. Spacing, your best moves are nair, it's 2 hits. So like if you miss the first one, you will be able to get the second one. Well, downer is basically going to do the same thing as nair. At low percentage, you want to use... To be honest, if you were asking me, I would literally tell you that like if you have nair, I don't know why you should be using downer, because it literally does the same thing, and I think it does like around the same damage. I'm not sure about that. I actually never cared because I always go for nair. Like nair is just a better move overall because like, well, it's 2 hits, and like, well, you short hop, you go for the first hit. If you miss, you can also just go back with your second hit and you will still be safe. That's really important. So you can use downer to set up some options. I remember that downer will always send forward Joker, so that's also really good to know. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to use it. And of course, back air, that is going to be really strong. It's probably going to be your main tool when you just want to like have someone out of your range, and that's going to be really good, specifically when you have Arsene, like I just explained that. And anything else, that's just going to be gun, side B, dash tag when you see an opening, and that's pretty much it. Arsene neutral game is probably going to be the same. I will recommend not to use side B too much because, well, it does more damage, it has more range, but it also has more lag, so you might be able to get hit by something like, I don't know, a character like Wolf that can just jump over it and hit you with nair and start a combo, and you would just lose the interaction just by like spamming side B. So you always gotta be really careful with that. And well, basically gun is the same thing. Anything else is same thing. You don't have to do anything differently. And well, another thing, your nair is actually going to be better. So instead of 2 moves, it will have 4 moves. So if you miss one, if you miss the second one, you still have the third and fourth one. So that's what you gotta do. Next up is Edgeguarding. His Edgeguarding, dude, this character is so good. Alright, pretty much Edgeguarding, back here. If you have anything else, try using it, but backers is pretty much what's gonna be really good. You can even set up backers after tether canceling. Well, pretty much you already know how to do tether canceling. Tether canceling, you grab the ledge, you fast fall. Well, you don't fast fall, but like you move your stick down a little bit to the point where like you make a little fast fall and then you jump into back air again. That's really good option. But pretty much like not many characters can recover from like some options that Joker take off stage, but surprisingly that option is back air, nothing else. Back air spam at off stage will be pretty much the best you can do. And of course, with Arsene, it will be much better. Fair. I would say that fair in particular, you don't have to use it. You don't really need it when you don't have Arsene. When you have Arsene, it becomes really big, and it also becomes really strong to the point where like it could be like better than back here in some situations. But like if you don't have Arsene, don't really go for it. If you have Arsene, I mean, you can still try. But like in general, I think backer is a better move. You can spam it, and it has less lag. It is faster. It has more range, and it will like just get your opponent really far. Even if they don't die, it will still get your opponent in a really bad spot where like they just can't recover. Then downer, well, downer in particular is not that important here because the only thing you get in a spike. But that's pretty much only if you have someone below you. But there's a lot of different things you can do, such as like, I don't know, backer still to like stage spike, fair to just send them to the other way. But if you see someone below you, then maybe try to go for downer as Arsene. I don't really recommend it as solo Joker because it will like, since you are, how can I explain? Since like you are facing the stage because you're trying to back your someone else stage, right? If you downer, it would just like make him go to the other side of the stage, and they would just have a free recovery. But it's still, I mean, it's worth trying. Then the other thing that is really important is counter. Counter as normal Joker is not that good. The only thing you get is like a little bit of knockback after releasing it. Of course you're gonna get hit, but it doesn't really work for edgeguarding. If you want something that edgeguards pretty well, there are a lot of recoveries in this game that are multi-hit, and counters, particularly your Arsene counter, Tetragon is really good against those recoveries. I can tell you that every single character with a recovery, with a hitbox that is not like Lucina, will always die with Tetracurrent. And that is why when like you're in that position, and it will be better to like, I don't know, force them to go low, force them to use their up B. And I think the best way to figure that out is by like spamming back here, off stage, going for fair, just like putting pressure on them. Of course, you can also go for down gun. That's also a really good option, and that will actually force them to do something real quick because they don't want to lose their jump and they don't want to get a stage spike by the guns. And going for counter against multi-hit recoveries, example Crumb, example Roy, example, well, Peach. It's funny because Game & Watch is not a multi-hit and he still gets countered by it. Imagine, like, edgeguarding Game & Watch. Edgeguarding Game & Watch is like literally impossible with like a lot of characters. And Tetragon is able to do that. Well, I was saying that there's many characters in this game that have multi-hit recoveries, but when you're trying to edgeguard someone that doesn't have a multi-hit recovery, I think your edgeguard as no Arsene is better than your edgeguard with Arsene. You might be asking, why, Leo? Like, isn't Arsene just like a better Joker? Yeah, indeed, he is a better Joker, dude. But the thing is that with your up B, you're able to get to the ledge faster than you do with your Arsene up B. For example, you go off stage, you go really down, you go for back air, and then you double jump into back air, right? Then after that, what you're gonna do? You don't have anything else to do. You cannot jump, maybe throw another back air, but that will lead to the only thing you can do after that. Up B. Your up B with Arsene is really good since it travels a long distance. But let's be honest, it is kind of slow when trying to get to the ledge. That's why it's kind of easy to edgeguard him. But in difference, Joker's up B is the tether, and that's really fast. You can get to the ledge really fast and just like drop it, go down again, and do the same thing. You can do that 3 times because of course it is a tether recovery. So you can only grab the ledge 3 times with the tether. With Arsene up B, it is different. It is 7 times since it's a normal recovery. But just keep that in mind. I'm not particularly saying that like you always gotta use like you gotta feel safe with solo Joker, but that is just an option. Just keep that in mind. Not having Arsene doesn't really make your edgeguard useless. You can actually do that pretty well. Of course, you have a counter. Characters that get counter, you just go for it. It doesn't really matter. But what happens if you don't have Arsene? Then having this in mind will do a lot for you. You just learn how to beat someone's recovery, but what about you recovering? The first thing I want to talk about is that this character, due to his really good movement, you can just take a lot of different options. As solo Joker, your recovery might not be as good as like, I don't know, Violet, because it doesn't have the same range, and it also don't reaches the stage as far as Violet does. But the thing is that your movement is just so good that you can just move around and just get to the ledge without like even doing anything. You also have gun dash that is also really good. You do a little dash on the air while using gun. That is also a really good option because it forces your opponent to not try to edgeguard you. And it would just like help you get to the ledge in case you don't have a jump. If you have a jump, you're pretty much all set. You don't have to worry about anything. Pretty much the only thing is that like many characters can just like go down and edgeguard your tether recovery, but I think that can be avoided by like tether canceling. Tether canceling, it's a really good option for that. Maybe just like you're above the ledge, you go for up B, and you know your opponent is gonna try to hit you with like, I don't know, example is Wolf Nair, but you know that, right? So your only option is to like tether canceling. Remember, I already explained. You just move your stick down a little bit, and then after that, just jump, and you will be safe. You can even air dodge after that, and you will also reach the ledge. As Arsene, your recovery is different. You have the same jumps, you have the same gum dash, but you also have a different up B, an up B that can be really easy to 2-frame. Many characters and many people are also getting better at this, so I will always recommend to try to make your opponent have a defensive option. Many people are going to be ready for that, for that 2-frame option. So what you're gonna do is, when you're landing to that position to where you wanna up B, you can side B to the ledge, and your side B is gonna have an effect on your opponent that is gonna shield, right? Because, well, if you get hit by side B, you get 20%, and you get sent pretty far away. That's why they don't really want to get hit by it. So you can use it by like putting the move on the ledge, and they will be forced to shield. That will help you, like, I don't know, going for the air dodge to get back to the stage. And even if like your opponent can still go for that option, it's going to be harder for him. So don't worry about it and just go for it. You can also do your gun, but that's not really what you want with Arsene, since like it takes more time and you will just stall in the air, and I don't think you want that. Pretty much just go for the side B and then try to recover. Be careful, try to time it, and you will be all set. Let's trap. Well, pretty sure everyone knows that Nair is a really good move. Remember what I was explaining, that it has 2 moves? It is really good. When someone is at the ledge, you can literally just spam that move and you'll be all set. But just to make it more understandable, let's say that, like, I don't know, you're fighting someone that's scared of the ledge because they know that if you hit him, they will be back off stage. So just imagine this. Shore up Nair. Remember that Nair has 2 hits, right? So they won't be able to jump what you jump with Nair, because then they will keep getting hit by it since it has 2 moves, right? Then after you land with Nair, you go to the roll position to cover that option. That is really good. So you manage to cover both options. They can jump, they can normal get up or attack get up at that moment. And even if they do, you're able to land with the Nair, then shield and grab them again. And of course, if they try to roll, you can land, go for a back throw, and get them back off stage. That is what Nair covers. Now let's go for the roll position. After you're covering those options and you see your opponent not taking any options, just go to the roll position. And that will actually just put more pressure on your opponent. It would just be like, oh, he just covered 1 option. I cannot do that, I cannot do that, I cannot do that. And I also can't roll because he's there. He will probably get a down throw and that will be bad. So what you do next is approach back to the ledge, because their first option is going to be like, oh, I couldn't jump, I couldn't attack him, I didn't do anything, but I also can't roll because he's right there. So many people just go for the option of like, oh, I'm just gonna normal get up. They are not gonna attack it up because, like, well, there is no one there. Who are you gonna hit? Just go for the normal get up, then you approach and grab them. If they are like if they are at the percentage where like you can get a combo, either you have Arsene or not, just go for down throw and try to get them off stage again with another hit. Back air fair. If they have a lot of percent, just go for 4th throw and then like just repeat that thing. Alright, with Arsene, it is kind of easier because they're like the same thing, but I mean, noting that Nair has more moves, and like if you get a grab, it will be more dangerous because you actually will die. That's pretty bad. So like the first thing you're going to do is like be scared. There's nothing else you can do. If you see Arsene standing at the ledge, what are you gonna do? I don't know. You're probably gonna get desperate and you're gonna take an option that you'll probably regret. It's pretty simple. Also, another thing, when you're ledge trapping, you need to force your opponent to go for to go for normal get up or attack get up. That's literally what you want. Because like I was telling you, if someone is at the percent where they can get combo with down throw, it will be really good. Because you don't necessarily need to do anything else. You need to set up that option so you can get a grab really close to a ledge, and then just down throw. If they DI in, they will die because you can upper them or fair them. If they are like at the exact percentage where like you can still get a fair even though they DI away, you will also get a fair and you will take the stock. That's why it is really important to note how to like do these options pretty well to the point where like you force your opponent to do what you want. Remember, what you want to do is getting your grab, and how you're gonna get that by managing that your opponent normal get ups or attack get ups, and with these options you're gonna manage to do that. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention, when you go to the roll position, there might also be a chance that your opponent jumps, so you can also cover that option with back air. Of course, if you are Arsene, it'll be better. But yeah, pretty much what you need to get your opponent to do those options: normal get up, attack get up, you get a grab, you get the stock. If they are not in the sack percentage, yo, repeat the act, pretty much. Now, how to get out of ledge trap? Well, it is really simple. It depends on what character you're fighting against. Many characters have different options, we'll cover different options. And well, let's know that like, yeah, it also depends on the player. Well, this is where it starts getting funny, because there's actually an option that I would like to talk about. Gun dash from the ledge, it is really good. And if you manage to get the hit, you can also just like reverse the situation, and you will have your opponent off stage, and then you just repeat what I just said in the ledge trap section. Or you would just have to do the option that I consider the best out of ledge trap. Try to not get hit by your opponent covering your jump from the ledge. And if you manage to do that, then it is really simple. Jump into double jump, into down gun, into being safe. There's nothing else to talk about. And then, well, you might be saying, yo, Leo, but like, what about attack it up? Or what about like roll? I mean, those things are just up to you. Those things are literally going to be the same thing as any other character, so you should already know how to use them. Remember, if someone is like, of course, it depends on the character, but like if someone is at the roll position, then don't roll. If someone is covering to jump, then you jump. If someone is like in front of you, then maybe going for attack it up or normal get up might not be the best idea. I don't know. That's just up to you. But those two things are like the unique ways to get out of ledge. Juggling, it's not really something you will have used as this character. Pretty much the only thing you can do is like the normal stuff, right? Like up air, up tilt with Arsene and Joker. Pretty much like there's not really any move that like you can just do that's huge that will cover every single option. But that's how you use your movement, and just put pressure on someone. If they are dodge you, you're like still able to react to what they do, and you just go to where they land and get a hit. You can also use your up B, like, well, I'm pretty sure you know about the up B combos, so you can use your up B and be like safe. What do I mean when I say safe? Well, when you're trying to hit someone when they are above you, you're pretty much in like a significant distance where like even if you miss your attack, you won't get punished. So like going for up B, it will be also really good, since like it will get you damage. And even if like you cannot get anything out of it, it will still put your opponent in the same position. That's what you want, right? Keep your opponent in the air. And well, covering landings and platforms or air dodge with up smash, also pretty good. But besides that, up air and up tilt, I mean, do you know how to use those moves? Well, it literally have the same usage. Just double jump into up air. If they air dodge, then like try to cover it with something else. But it is pretty simple. To be honest, as no Arsene, I will recommend go for up B since it's really good. And also if there are platforms, it's also amazing. But if not, I would just like be alright, just go for up air and like they will air dodge, then just react to anything they do. To be honest, there's nothing you can really do in this section, because like you always want your opponent to like get combo, right? Like horizontally, not vertically. So that's just something to keep in mind. And Arsene is basically just like the same thing. just like with bigger hitbox and bigger power. So like, yeah, that's easy. And then how to get out of Juggle. Let me go for the two options that I consider really good. Nair is really good, 2 hits, and if it has no lag, and if you fast forward it will be really good. You will have a hitbox covering your hardbox, and that will be amazing, right? Downer with Arsene, it is really good because, like, I don't know, if someone wants to parry it, you might get the sticking hit, then you get the spike, then you get the up smash. Also really simple stuff. And that's pretty much what you can do. Nair with no Arsene, with Arsene, and Downer with Arsene, for the reasons I said. Let's say that, like, when you're playing Joker, you don't necessarily need to be afraid of this. You can use your down gun and be safe. That sounds like a good idea. Yes, sir. I will go for down gun, and I will keep doing down gun every time I'm disadvantaged, because that's the best way to get out of it. I have a down gun, so I'm using other moves. But well, yeah, jokes aside, I think Nair and Downer are also really good options. But like, if you manage to like and get high enough to just like spam down gun and get back to a platform and be like, oh, I'm safe again, I landed, then you just go for it. There are many characters that can punish it, but like, that's the thing. You don't gotta make it obvious. There's a lot of Joker players that make it obvious, and that's why they get punished. But like, if you like mix up your options when trying to get back on the stage, it will be pretty much like, there's going to be a certain moment where like your opponent won't be able to do anything against down gun. That's why many people will actually always try to get you off stage instead of like above. So yeah, go for it. Yo guys, well, I really hope you enjoyed it. Once again, thank you so much for all the support you have given me since I started my YouTube channel. I remember that I said I was gonna make this video a long time ago, and I finally did it. So I'm really happy how it went. Thanks so much to T1 once again. Don't forget to check out their channel, and of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.